What's up, Blake?
How you doing, man?
Life is good, man. How are you?
Wow, look, y'all studio is badass looking back there. That is
This is
cool.
Hey, you know what about this studio too? Let me see if you recognize this place over here.
Where? Wait a minute. It's not. Oh my! Is that old red over there?
Yeah, this studio is in Jason Aldean's bar.
Oh, you're kidding me. That's cool. I need to do that. I need to put a studio on mine.
So I watch to make sure your people are working all day over here.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I'll report back to you.
Good, good.
Hey, I gotta say, we caught up right when this new single was coming out, and I've only been able to. I met you only once when you were coming through Vegas. God, this is a long time ago, probably like 7-8 years ago. But there was something about getting to talk to you when this single was coming out that you might be having the best time you've ever had making music. It feels like.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's the best time. I would say it's equal to the first time, and because I feel like those early days before my first album came out and the excitement of it for me, because you know I'd worked my entire life to get to the point where I could put out my first album, and then Austin came out and had turned into a big hit, and I never expected it to be like that. I mean, I dreamed of it, but I just never expected like my first song to come out and do that. And so because I had this hit on the radio and my album wasn't even out yet, I was like a kid in a candy store. Like I couldn't wait. It was like I couldn't wait for people to get my record, because when they got it, I knew that there were other songs on there that I felt strongly about, like Old Red. Old Red was also on that first album. It was like, man, what about when they hear that? So I just had so much excitement, and I have that with this album. To your point, I have that with this album. I'm giddy about it again, and I feel connected to those early days of just like, I'm so fired up and I can't wait for people to get the record. And I got to say, there's part of me that I hate this new way that we release music, where it's like those Instagram things like we put out. It's like, no, 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 just let them get it all at once. You know what I mean? It's like, well, that's not how the business works, Blake. So shut up. But I am excited for people to get the record and hear it, because I've been working on it for long, like years. I've been working on this record. I didn't know it because I've been recording things here and there, and I just didn't know what I was going to do with the music. But it ends up being some of this music goes back, 4 or 5 years.
I will say the last time we caught up with you was also on a Zoom, except you were in a much more gorgeous location. It was Gwen's Zoom area. I just want to ask, and you can tell me to mind my business. Have you been kicked out of the house?
No, I did. I was today. Look, this is the polar opposite of Gwen's thing. This has got all my deer heads and stuff in it in here, so it's the opposite. Gwen, for some reason, she doesn't want my taxidermy in her
That's
hangout room. What's wrong with her?
We're gonna get a therapist involved, and we're gonna just fix that. We'll just work it all out. There's got to be some give and some back and forth.
Deer horns laying around on my table here. There's none of that at Gwen's office.
We're talking about the excitement you're having with this new music, man. You had put out there was a couple singles you put out, and damn, they were so good. And when we caught up around that time, you were like, this is fine. I'm okay doing this right now. What was the tipping point for you that you're like, screw it, man, it's album time again?
Post Malone was the tipping point for me. Working with him last year on a couple of shows we did together, shooting the video for Pour Me a Drink. That guy is so passionate about country music, and it really, because I had gotten so lazy and just lollygagging about my career, honestly. I mean, let's just call it what it is, and not focusing on it. Not to say like I should be, because I mean, I was doing exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to have some time and back off a little bit, but being around Post was the reminder that, man, I'm the luckiest guy in the world to get to do what I do. Just a handful of people in the world get to do what I do, make records and people get to hear it and that's only going to happen for a window of time. I mean, it is what it is. That's the nature of the music industry and it made me realize, man, I'm blowing it here. Like I need to focus. I need to take another hard swing at making the best country album I can make, because why wouldn't I? I mean, I'm going to regret this someday if I don't. And so that's really what lit the fire under me, was just being around him and his passion, his excitement for country music and the way I used to be when I was his age.
Uh, the album is coming May 9th.
Yeah.
I was looking up some info about it and getting ready to talk to you. Obviously, Texas, massive song. Let Him In Anyway. I got about halfway through before I was like, well, hang on now. What the hell? What else can we expect from this album? I know that the details are kind of under wraps right now, but
Not really. I mean, I have a song on there that besides Let Him In Anyway, which I think is just an incredible piece of music. Thank God. That's Hardy, by the way. No shock to anybody, I don't think. But I have a duet with Gwen on the album, which I won't surprise anybody. But I'm super excited about that piece of music. I think that's going to be an important song on the album. And something that's on there that I'm also really proud of is a song that John Anderson wrote.
Yeah.
Called Years, that John actually, I got John, I talked him into coming into the studio and doing a speaking part on the record at the end of the song. And I just think John Anderson's one of the greats of all time. And they finally put him in the Hall of Fame last year, which I was super excited to see that. And I know that was a big deal for him, but he made an album that came out during COVID that I had a duet on there with him called Tuesday I'll Be Gone. But the name of his album was a song called Years. And man, I thought Years was the best thing I'd heard in a long time. And he wrote the song. And I told him, I said, man, if and when I make an album, if it's cool with you, I want to cut Years from my album too. And so I did. And it's the last song on this record. I'm really proud of the recording we did on it and the fact that he came in and was a part of it.
Knowing how your relationship has grown with a guy like Post Malone and the inspiration that you've given him, you gave him credit last time we talked as well for kind of inspiring where you're at mentally, musically right now. Was he a part of the creation process? Did you invite him to writes or recording or anything like that?
No, I can't roll with Post for more than a day. I mean, they'd find me in the hospital, if I spent more than a day with Post. But, I only recorded probably 6 things, or I guess, from last summer till now, because like I said, a lot of this stuff I had recorded, I just didn't have a home for it, didn't know exactly what I was going to do with it. And a lot of it, I just needed to go in and sing it or put the finishing touches on it. So, no, I haven't played my Post Malone card yet. One of these days, though, I'm going to call in a favor and see if I can't, get some kind of other collab with him or some kind of project with him, because he is so much fun. But I do have to limit the amount of time because I don't know if my liver can take it at this point in my life.
Hey, we had Craig Morgan in studio probably a good week or two ago, and he had some amazing. They always say, like, I want people to talk like me, talk about me like that in a room I'm not in. And that was Craig talking about how amazing it is to be friends with you and what this tour has been like. Who would you say to this day? Obviously, Craig probably is one of them. Post is one of them. Who are some of the guys and girls that you would consider like more than just people doing country with you?
Well, Trace Atkins is literally like family to me. I don't know anybody else in my life that I have the kind of connection with another human being like I do him. It's just like you know, and you're like this, I'm sure you have guys that are your buddies, and then you have guys that are your brothers, you know, and Trace is that guy for me. I mean, he just is. I mean, we've been at on rock bottom together, and we've been on top of the mountain together, and there's a lot of miles in between both of those places, as you know, and he's just been a part of all of it for me, you know, and he's just been you know, the best friend a guy can have. He really is.
When it comes to what you want to do now this summer, as this tour wraps, we're getting ready to celebrate the new album. What are your plans the rest of the year to get out and celebrate this new music?
Well, man, we have you know, all the big things that come up in the year. The ACM Awards are coming up. I'm going to go out there and they asked me to sing Texas, which, you know, again, it's another one of those things that I'm super excited about because, you know, if you've been doing this as long as I have, it's like you appreciate still getting those invites this far into the game. You know, I'm going to go do the CMA Fest this year, and man, I don't know what the hell else. Just at this point, I'm just taking it as it comes and having fun with it and trying not to. Honestly, I'm not going to let it get too crazy this time because I never want to get to the point where I feel like it's work again because I love this balance that I have right now and I love my job and I want to do it as long as I can, but have fun with it at the same time.